Hi everyone! So today I'll be doing my first bag review of 2026, and that will feature the Louis Vuitton Soft Speedy 30. Now for those of you who've seen some of my other YouTube videos, you'll know that I typically do a top-down filming structure that focuses mostly on the products and you mostly just see my hands. But I thought for the new year, I would aim to show a little bit more of myself in my videos, as I know when I watch YouTube, I like to see the face behind the camera. So I'm going to aim to do more of these types of introductions in front of more of my videos, and I really hope you like them. So if we haven't met, my name is Jo, and I'm a lover of all luxury bags and beauty. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and be sure to click the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Okay, here she is in all of her glory, the Louis Vuitton Speedy Soft 30. I think I got the name mixed up in my intro, but this is the Speedy Soft 30 in the crafty monogram. So like with all of my reviews, I'll be covering the features, what fits, size comparisons, pros and cons, and then I'll give my overall thoughts at the end of this video. All right, so let's get into the features of this bag. So this is 11.8 inches across. It is 8.3 inches tall and then 6.7 inches wide. In terms of weight, this bag is about 1.98 pounds or 0.9 kilograms. It comes with this beautiful rolled leather shoulder strap that I believe is called the Touron strap. And this strap has a 9.4 inch drop to it. So each of the Speedy Soft 30 bags does come with a variety of bag charms and accessories. So for the crafty, it does come with 3 different bag charms. Comes with this adorable little boarding pass, this red cloche that does hold the keys that go to the lock that every Speedy comes with. And then it also has this very hefty gold trunk, which I absolutely love, though I will say it is very, very substantial, very weighty. One thing to note about the exterior of the bag, unlike the traditional Speedy 30 bandolier that has the leather stripe that goes down the side, this one does not have that stripe. Another difference is the fact that the vachetta on this Speedy is pre-treated. So it's not fully treated like maybe my wearable wallet that has like a very fully kind of finished leather on it that is fully protected. This is pre-treated, so it's not going to be as vulnerable to stains as say the like full-on fresh vachetta, but it will continue to patina over time. So it's kind of the best of both worlds in that way. Another major difference between this Speedy 30 and the traditional Speedy 30 is the interior. And this is one of the reasons the Speedy Soft 30 has its name. The canvas on this bag is very, very thin. And then the bag is lined in this very soft, I think it's calfskin leather, in this gorgeous, for the crafty, it's in this gorgeous bright red color, and it is lined through the entire bag. I have to say, it smells so good. I don't know if anyone else is weird with bag smells and they like when their bags smell good. This is one of those bags. It just has a very distinct smell. And because of that leather and canvas combination, this bag is like squishy. Like I don't know how else to describe it. It's just so supple. It feels very, very luxurious. Now, speaking of luxury, this Speedy Soft 30 does come with a luxury price tag. So this is $3,450. Again, it does come with all of the accessories shown, but that is quite the stark difference when you compare it to the traditional Speedy 30 bandolier that is still available at Louis Vuitton boutiques. That bag is $1,980, and that is at the current retail price, where there are so many Speedy 30s out on the pre-loved market. You can definitely grab one at a significantly lower price. I will say as well, I don't know, I guess it's just the whole vibe. I actually like to wear this bag unzipped so you can see the peak of red on the inside. I feel like I can wear this bag open, but if I did want to have more security, I could zip it shut. Now, while this bag already comes with a few different bag charms, I think one of the things I love about this bag as well is that it is so large. So I feel like you have a lot of real estate, a lot of bag landscape that you can really use to really accessorize and make this bag your own. So here is my bag all dressed up with some additional accessories. So the first I have is this bag charm that came with my mini Boborg hobo. Then I have this gorgeous chain that I got from Amazon. I got it years ago. I believe it's still available. And then finally, I'm able to use my little micro Speedy bag charm. With the size of this bag, I think it just looks absolutely adorable. And I've just hooked it on the side here so it has its own little place to shine. So I'm going to insert a quick mod shot of this bag. As you can see here in the mod shot, this isn't a bag that I would wear as a crossbody bag. So wearing it on my shoulder, I don't feel like it looks quite as like overbearing as it would if I wore this crossbody. I do like to wear it in the crook of my elbow as well. And yeah, that does look a little bigger, but I don't know. Overall, I really don't mind it. I think it's because it's so slouchy, so it kind of melts into the form of your body. It doesn't like stick out in a very structured way, because when you wear it, it kind of tends to like compress a little bit, as you can see here, like this. Versus more of the traditional Speedies that have a more rigid canvas. So now we'll talk about what fits, but honestly, it really should be more of a discussion of what doesn't fit, because this bag is clearly large enough that you can really fit anything and everything that you would want to put inside of a bag. So far, the only thing I have found that doesn't fit is my laptop. So I have a 14-inch MacBook Pro, and there is no way this is going into my bag. Now, I do have the iPad Air, and this does fit into the bag with no issues. So I also thought I would share what I actually put in this bag. So first, I have my Chanel flap card holder. Next, I have my new Louis Vuitton cosmetic purse. Fits right in. Then I have a key pouch. Today I've been using my Dior key pouch. And so this is an extra item I don't normally carry with me. This just has my extra lippies in it. So it's kind of a luxury now that I have more space. I can include more of those types of items. And then finally, I'm carrying my sunglasses because I can. And again, they fit right in, no issues. But yeah, there's plenty of room to put in a lot more, but I am so used to not carrying a lot of things. For those of you who carry a lot more, this definitely can house a good amount. All right, so now let's talk about size comparisons. And I'm going to struggle a bit with this one because I don't really have any bags to compare it to in terms of this size. The only other bag I can think of from my collection that comes anywhere close in size comparison is my Neverfull MM. So here you can see the size between these two. The bottom of the Neverfull is pretty close in size to the Speedy 30. I will say too that one of the inserts that I have for my Neverfull does actually fit into my Speedy 30. So if that gives any comparison data, I would say probably the base of the Neverfull and the Speedy 30 are relatively similar. All right, so let's talk about the pros and cons of this bag. In terms of pros, I just love the look of this bag. I feel like Larger bags are definitely coming back on trend in 2026 and beyond. Slouchy bags are really having their moment where people are tucking their bags under their arms. People are just looking for that slouchy lived-in look, and this one fits that to a T. And if you do like the more structured look of a traditional Speedy, when I did put the bag insert I just referenced into this bag, it did allow this to kind of fill into that more structured classical Speedy look. I do think the pro of this bag is that it's really on trend at the moment, but it can also remain one of those timeless classic pieces that you would have in your collection. Another benefit, obviously, is the fact that it is very roomy. You can definitely fit a lot into it. I do like the fact that it comes with this shoulder strap. It is very beautiful. It is kind of an updated look to the traditional strap that comes with the classical Speedy 30. And also, again, I appreciate the fact that the vachetta, at least on this crafty version, is pre-treated. So my fear of the raw vachetta isn't going to, cause me to really not use or not enjoy this bag. I also just love the charms. I know that's a silly thing to fall in love with on a bag because in the end of the day, these probably, didn't really cost that much. But this combination, there's just something about it. I just love the colors. I love the accents of the red. I'm usually not a red girl. I don't like red, but for some reason, this combo, I'm feeling it. But if I wanted to make it just, again, the classic looking Speedy, I could take all of that off, close it up and not have the red showing, and then I'm back to my classic neutral look. And finally, the interior is it's just so luxurious. It's so buttery on the inside, and I love the color, and it feels luxuriously slouchy. That's the only way I can describe it. Now, in terms of the cons, there are cons to talk about. Obviously, let's address the big one, the price. This bag is significantly more than the traditional Speedy 30 bandolier. And so if you are just looking for the Speedy 30, like the size of it, you can find other options that aren't this version for a much better price. Another thing to think about is the strap. Now, as much as I said it was a pro, the strap does have cons. First of all, it's not adjustable. So the original Speedy 30 bandolier comes with a strap that can be adjusted in multiple ways. This rolled handle, especially if you have a lot in your bag and it's very heavy, I could see since this is a little thinner and it's round, it might not be quite as comfortable. Another thing is the fact that it is just kind of a dark bottomless pit in there. Like, it does make finding things sometimes a bit of a challenge. And there really isn't a great way to organize things just because it's so big. Everything's going to be rolling around in there. It might bother some people, and that would be where an organizer really would come into play. Speaking of that, another thing that I could see some people being concerned with is the interior. Just that it is this really beautiful, smooth leather. And so there is a danger if you have any sharp objects going in that you might scratch the interior of the bag. It does feel like that there is some like coating or protection on it. So I don't know to what extent it will scratch, but I know, some people prefer to have more of like a microfiber lining or something that doesn't have, any delicate nature to it. And another thing about the leather, I can't confirm this, but my theory is one of the reasons this bag is pretty weighty is because of the leather lining, along with, all the accessories and things. So I think my last con to talk to is the fact that this can get to be a very heavy bag. This is not a light, carefree, breezy type thing. Like, you can throw a lot in, but you will feel that on your shoulder. Like I said, it is about 2 pounds with nothing in it. I believe the traditional Speedy 30 bandolier weighs about 1.25 pounds. So that is a good deal lighter than this version. So again, that's something to keep in mind. So let's talk about my overall thoughts on this bag. I think overall, I am irrationally in love with this bag. I don't understand why I love it. I really don't. It goes against everything that I have in my collection. And it's not like I'm going in a totally different direction with the bags that I have. I still adore my mini bags. So I don't know why I like this. Love works in mysterious ways. This really doesn't make sense at all, but I just think it is such a vibe. The squishiness, the slouchiness of it, it just feels so effortless and fun. I love that it's also one of the legacy bags in the Louis Vuitton collection. That said, if I were to be talking with a friend and they're asking me, hey, I can only buy one bag, what would you recommend? Or give me a few options to recommend. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend this to somebody who's not a collector of bags, because this one really is so pricey for what it is. I think it's beautiful. Again, I love it for all the reasons I stated. But if you're just looking for the look and the vibe of the Speedy 30, you can definitely get that from the traditional Speedy bandolier version. There are definitely options to get this like slouchy vibe. Obviously, it's not going to be quite as like soft and slouchy, but from what I've seen and what I've researched online, the traditional Speedy 30 can and will have some slouch to it as well. And because the strap on that one can adjust to a shoulder strap, you're going to get that same vibe. And I'm 100% sure if they aren't out there already, there will be, brands and companies that sell straps that look just like this. I'm sure they will come if they haven't already. So you could very much get this look, get this vibe, and not have to spend the dollar amount that this bag costs. So overall, it's again kind of that mixed bag, no pun intended, where I absolutely love this. I think it is great. I think if you're willing to splurge, if you're looking for, a luxury treat for yourself and it is in your price range, I think this is a great option. But I will say again that there are plenty more economical choices that are very, very similar and probably a better value that are out there. So that wraps up this review. I hope it was helpful for you. And as always, I love hearing your thoughts in the comments below. What were your thoughts on this bag? Were you guys surprised that a mini bag lover like me grabbed this gigantic, colossal bag for my collection? Do you guys have the Speedy 30 or do you have other Speedies in your collection? Definitely share in the comments below. Again, discussing these types of things with you guys are some of my favorite things that I look forward to on YouTube. So looking forward to continuing this conversation in the comments. As always, if you like this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe. I have a lot of bag reviews and other content I have planned for this year, and I'm really excited to share it. Again, as a reminder, I will be having a vlog sale closer to the end of the month, so definitely keep an eye out for that. There will be a lot of luxury goodies in that video. If you'd like to watch more of my videos, I'll include a playlist here, and YouTube will include a video they think you'd like right there. Otherwise, bye for now.